2024 marks the 50th anniversary of the iconic Volkswagen Golf. In May 1974, the successors of the hugely popular Volkswagen Beetle rolled off the production line. Little did they know, this brand new family hatchback would arguably change the world's automotive landscape forever. Throughout the 50 years of production, Volkswagen have released the Golf in a host of different interesting guises across all of the 8 marques. This is Greta, my Golf T, one of only 85 examples still road registered. It's based on the 4th generation platform, and it's powered by the iconic 1.8 turbo powerhouse that found itself again in various guises in a massive range of different Volkswagen Audi Group cars of that era. Golf Estate with that insane 1.8 turbo Powerplant in the front. Now, it has been far too long since I've had this car back on the channel, and well, here we are. Oh my god, it's such, well, it would be such an awesome car to drive if there wasn't so much wrong with it right now, but I'll get onto that in a second. I mean, it's been a hell of a year. I've had this car for, I think I introduced this car on the channel, it was January or February 2023, I believe, and I actually bought the car November 2021, I think. And, well, I haven't had that much chance to do much with it, really. I did take it to Volksfest, which was good fun. I slept in the back of it, and it has proven to be a really good camping car. I mean, it got loads of space, obviously. Now, in terms of future plans with this car, well, first of all, I've got to sort out all the problems that have occurred in my year of ownership. Now, I'm not sure if you can hear, there's a slight knocking coming from down there, so it did sound like a wheel bearing, but it kind of developed into much more worse knocking, so I'm not sure if there's something wrong with top mounts or bottom mounts or wishbone bushes or any bushes, I don't know, but it really needs severe looking at, and I mean, it has made the suspension a bit harder, and you can feel it in the drive. So I've got to sort that out, and there are a few other cosmetic things as well, besides the more major mechanical things underneath. But once that's all sorted, I have got big plans to turn this thing, well, I'm thinking my next project car, and I'm going to use this as the base. I've grown a real attachment to the car, and to the point where I don't think I ever really want to get rid of it. It seems right that on the year that marks 50 years of the Volkswagen Golf, I think I ought to do it. It needs to be done. Whilst show car would be perfect, what I'd really love to do this year, well, in the summer when it gets a bit hotter constantly, is take this car on some proper adventures. So I'll have to think about that when I start modifying it. Maybe even some CB Civi rally lights. I love the look of those Civi rally lights. They look awesome. The details of my adventure car spec show car type. I don't really know what I'm doing with it really yet, but before I think about that, I need to pull over and, well, attend to something that I haven't really attended to before on this channel. Something that's very important. So I'm going to pull over and explain. Just ridiculous. I need to explain the 5 things that I absolutely love about my one of 86 Volkswagen Golf Estate 1.8 Turbo. Reason number 1 has got to be the fact that it's not just any old Golf, it's a Golf Estate, Golf Mark 4 Estate. Look at that back end, look how cool it looks. It's the reason that made me buy this car over Mark 4 Golf GTI. And you think to the hype that the BMW M3 Touring has got recently, why isn't everyone going after these? These are awesome. I mean, they look so cool, they're practical, ample of boot space. Matt Watson would have a field day with coming up with the literage figures of that boot. The Estate, the fact that it has that in its name, Golf Mark 4 Estate, and the fact that it's got that 180 badge on the back, just the whole package is just, it's just cool. The other thing that makes an estate car really cool over the normal hatchback variant is that it looks like a completely normal car when in actual fact it's got 220 brake horsepower coming out of the most insane engine of that era, and people just don't expect it. Reason number 2, the thing that makes this car really special and stand out from the other Mark IV Golf Estates is this badge. Well, what this badge means, it's got a 1.8 turbo power plant in the front, as I mentioned, from 2002 era. They were putting it in all sorts, all of the Volkswagen sporty things, they were putting that engine in their sporty car. And they produced 250-ish of these Mark IV Golf Estates with the 1.8 turbo engine, of which 86 are now left. So that is the fact that means that my car is a rare beast. It is one of 86 left on the road. Now let me show you the engine. It's not that pretty under the bonnet, but I mean, you've got to see it. Here she is, the 1.8 litre turbo Volkswagen power plant that is so famous. Now, if you did think that I was reaching in to reach the latch because there is no handle, then you'd be right, because this has recently had the optional door bonnet pull release delete option, so I'll have to tend to that at some point. But as you can see, this isn't quite a standard 1.8 turbo engine. Now if you want to see me reel off all the different modifications that has been done to this car before I bought it, then you can click on the link above me now, where I introduced the car to the channel for the very first time back in February last year. So just to summarise, here is a massive air filter, these insane boost pipes that go down to the KO3 hybrid turbo, and it's been tuned to produce 220 brake horsepower, and let me tell you, it is an absolute weapon. Now, third on the list is this amazing full leather interior. Whoever spec'd this car when it came out of the factory did a really amazing job, and kudos to them for speccing these incredible leather seats. I suppose they'd be the equivalent of the modern day kind of comfort seats in a sports car. They hold you really well. The side bolsters they protrude quite far, and the seats are quite secure. They're still 22 years after it rolled off the production line, still really solid. I mean, leather obviously lasts a while, but the actual foam and seats in themselves, the actual overall condition of the seats is amazing, frankly. And then to go with the leather seats, you've got full leather door cards, front and back, and then you've got full leather bench seat in the back as well. It's all just really emulates a bit of luxury. And then to add to that luxury even further, we've got heated seats in the front, which are, I mean, I don't know what I'd do without heated seats. They are just incredible, especially in the cold winter that we've just had. They are amazing. Now, the fourth thing that I really love about this specific car, I say this specific car because it is a mod that's been done to this car. It's slightly aftermarket, but it's these. They're a bit dirty at the moment. 312mm disc brakes from a Mark 1 Audi S3. Obviously that car has got the same engine that this has, but slightly differently tuned and differently engineered to produce a whopping 225 brake horsepower from factory. And obviously all that power needs all of that stopping power. So this has got the calipers and the brake discs from the Mark 1 S3 to cope with. Now this car has been tuned to 220 brake horsepower. These brakes really do make a difference, and I mean, well, they can handle the power. That brings me on to the fifth and final thing on my list of things that I absolutely adore about this car, and that is the fact that it's based on the Mark IV platform, the Mark IV Golf Estate. Now, there are so many reasons why this Mark IV platform is one of the most amazing, but let me show you why. So, let me now reel off a few reasons why the Mark IV is one of my favourites. Now, first of all, design-wise, it was one of the first cars, or maybe the first car, to introduce this cam belt style design of front headlight there. The main thing that made me buy a Mark IV rather than a Mark V or Mark III or any of the other Marks, I mean, a Mark VIII is slightly out of my price range, and I wanted to just buy a car outright. So Mark VIII and probably Mark VII was out of the question, really. And the reason why I'm so attracted to the Mark IV is that, well, a Mark IV was my first car. I've had, I think this is my third Mark IV Golf now. This is the first one with the 1.8T engine and the first one in estate form. My other two was 2 litre petrol, and then I had a 1.4 S, I think. I kind of missed the Mark IV. When this came up, I wasn't really looking for a Mark IV in particular, but I saw it on Facebook Marketplace and instantly I thought, that is the one. It was love at first sight. Now, I do need to warn you, this is a potentially controversial opinion, but I do think that the Mark IV does look way better, miles better, than either the Mark V, which came after it, or the Mark III that came before it. I mean, the Mark IV is kind of made a big leap from Mark III to its next generation, the Mark IV, in terms of intelligence and electronically, but also the Mark V in terms of design, it's just a bit too rounded. I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. I just much prefer the styling of the Mark IV. The other thing about this car being on the Mark IV platform is, well, what else have you got on the Mark IV platform? The Golf R32. And, well, that car comes with the most awesome front bumper, which I think would look really good on there, as well as some side skirts that, well, may need a bit of modifying because of the estate part of it, but how awesome would that be to R32ify the car? It would look amazing. The road presence it would have would be unbelievable, and then it would be unofficially a one of one, I guess. there'll always be a place in my garage for a car that's based on the Mark IV variant. Maybe that means I'll buy a Mark IV R32, who knows? Watch this space. Now, that is 5 things that I really love about this car. Now, those are probably the 5 biggest things that make this car what it is for me, and obviously the things that make it a dream to live with and drive and use every day. Now, there is one thing that I haven't mentioned that I really think that should be like an honourable mention, and it's just by here. Now, look at the action on that cup holders. Now, cars now that are built today really aren't given the attention in the cup holder department as they ought to be. Just look at that. That is, it just, oh, so satisfying how it comes out of the dashboard like it's some kind of secret compartment. I can't even speak, I'm so excited about a cup holder. It's a cup holder. You shouldn't get this excited about a cup holder. That just shows how good this cup holder is. And this is a plea now to modern manufacturers: put more effort into your cup holders. That is something special. And that concludes the top 5 things that I love about this awesome 1 of 86 Volkswagen Golf 1.8 Turbo Estate. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button down below. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you're notified of future videos, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Now, stay tuned for, as I said at the start, plenty more adventures and potentially a bit of a project car build to come on this car. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. I'll catch you in the next one.